Welcome to your spelling video for this week. Hopefully you've got all your things ready to go. We need a glue stick of some kind so we can glue our thing in. We need some scissors because you need to cut them out. Cut them out. Cut it out. And then you need a pencil and, of course, your zip-top bag or envelope or whatever you need to keep your words in. And then, of course, your spelling book and your spelling words. Remember, we're doing this because we want you to be a better reader and a better writer. And that makes you a better communicator. And communication is what we're all about. We need to communicate with others. So, let's cut out our words. Go ahead, cut them out. I dare you. While we're cutting them out, if you look at the top here, it looks like we're doing sort 53. We're going to add able and ible. Able and ible. Wow, this one's going to be interesting. In fact, when I read about this lesson, and I was trying to figure out what I'm going to tell you guys and girls and everybody that's listening, I thought, you know what? This is going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a little difficult, but I think you can take care of that. I think you can pay attention enough to know what you got to do. I'm going to pull these off here. I just like to do that. I might have enough. I don't know. Now remember, if you don't have your words and you're thinking, oh no, I don't have my words, I don't have to cut anything out. Why don't you just write them? Here they all are. Ding, ding, make your own set of words. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to cut the exemplars off the top here. And that way, I can put them up here so I can write them, so I'll have just enough room to write. Now I'm going to finish cutting out my words. All right, here we go. Cutty, cutty, cut, cut. This is going to be interesting because you'll notice there's a drop E and there's a keep E. So sometimes when we add able or ible, we need to either keep the E at the end of the word or we need to get rid of the E. And so we'll have to find out what the rule is and how you're going to remember to get that done. So what I want you to do is go ahead and spread your words out. And while you're doing it, I want you to say them. Go ahead. Consumable, responsible, valuable, variable. Say your words so you know what they are. And if you're not sure what the word is, go ahead and ask your parents. Ask somebody around you. Let's get rid of some of this trash. If you've got trash at your desk or wherever you're doing this at, get rid of it. We don't need it anymore. So let's finish putting these over. Oh, manageable, salvageable. Some of these words are very salvageable. Make sure you say every single word. All right. All right, I'm keeping on putting these out. Got to make sure I've got, there's knowledgeable. That's going to be interesting because that's got quite a bit of words in there. So sensible, unimaginable, adorable, reusable, noticeable, reliable. All right. Excuse me. So here we go. Let's get this thing on here first. So I like to put this up at the top. You can write it, but make sure you write everything that's on here. Sort 53, adding able or ible and ible, E drop and Y to I. That's going to be interesting also, a Y to an I. All right. So I got my exemplars here. I like to keep them out so that I don't, or I leave enough space for all these words. So we're going to do drop E. We're going to underline that. Then we're going to do keep E. We're going to underline that. Oh, here comes a tricky one. Y to I. That's going to be an interesting one. And then our last one is E drop plus ible. I wonder what that one's going to be about. E dash drop to dash ible. Because the dash means, for dash ible, that means, oops, I better write this, put that down there so you can see it a little better. that dash ible means that the dash is another word. It's a root word. It's either a base word or a root word or something that you got to put in front of the ible or able to make sure that you have a complete word. Because what we're doing is a suffix. That's what it is. It's adding to the end, and it changes the meaning. So we're going to put these in our zip top bag. Make sure you cut those out. And make sure when we're done that you sort these and enjoy everything that you're doing. All right, so let's get to the lesson here. Let's see what we're talking about here. So, which words have the drop E? So let's look at some of these words here. Let's start out with, wow, this one's going to be interesting. Let's pick a word like, I don't say, oh, there's one. Hey, it's reusable. Reusable. Ooh, wait a second. Reuse is R-E-U-S-E, but we're going to change that and drop the E and put A-B-L-E. Reusable. A bowl. Now this is interesting. Why did we drop that E? Well, we needed to drop the E on this, but let's compare reusable with another word that has the E in it. And this is going to be a word that is noticeable. So we're going to write noticeable. Notice. Keep the E. A-B-L-E. Noticeable. Now this is the trick right here. This is what you got to see. What do you notice different in this one? There's no E, right? There's an E. But this is the thing, is how many different sounds does a C make? It makes the S sound like an S, which is in this one, or a K, like in cat. That's a hard sound. So if I didn't leave that E, it would be nautic. This is actually notice. So if there's a letter in there that can change before, because I can't, this S only has one sound. It's an S sound. Do you notice that? So I can't change that. And so I put an A-B-L-E with that, but I drop the E. But this one can make two different sounds, so I'm going to add the E. All right? Okay. Kind of a tricky one there, but let's try one more, all right? Let's try one more. Let's do adorable, because these words are so adorable. Adore, O-A-D-O-R, and usually we put an E for adore. But that R sound has the only sound it has. It's called an R sound, so it's a car, adore. It's got an R. So we're going to drop the E and put an A-B-L-E. Okay? So let's take another word. And this word is definitely one that cannot be replaced. There's a C at the end. But you know what? I'm going to do something a little bit. I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do salvageable. And so S-A-L-V-A-G E, salvage, but what other sound does that G make? It can make a J sound or a hard sound, which is a G. So it could be salvag, but it's not. All right? So we're going to have to keep that a J sound by keeping that E there, and then we're going to add an A-B-L-E. So if you can change that letter at the end, think about it, then you leave the E. If you can't change it, take away that E. Get rid of it. You don't need it anymore. But let's talk about a different one. Let's go into this one right here. This Y sound. All right. This was variable. So let's talk vary, V-A-R, and if I put a Y on there, then it would vary, or there were many different ways. There are various ways. I-O-U-S, vary, so it has vary, V-A-R-Y, which is different ways. And so, but I'm going to change that Y to an I, and I can't put, and then I'm going to add an A-B-L-E. Variable. So when I change that Y to an I add the able at the end. All right? Got it? So far, so good? Now comes a trick one. Here we go. This is a E drop that has an ible, and this one's tricky. So, because it's got that S-E-N-S, it's not an able, it's an ible, since ible, ible. Now, there's really not a rule on this one. I really got to tell you. I have not found a rule on why this is an ible and this one's an able, because this has got an S, that's got an S, but reuse ible, reusable, since ible. So adding able or ible, this is more common than this. This is the more common one than the ible. So you won't find a lot of ibles, but, you know, some of these you're just going to have to memorize. I'm sorry. Sorry. No, seriously, don't go away. I'm sorry. But that's just part of our English language. That's just kind of the way we do things here. All right? So this is what you got to do now. You need to take all the rest of these words, sort them, and write them. Don't just pick it up and write it. Well, I guess you could. You could pick it up, look at it, read it. So you go, unimaginable. Hey, there's an N. It doesn't change, so I'm going to put it under drop E. And it only has an N sound. I don't know any other one that it has. Okay? So make sure you do that. Finish the rest of these words. Get them done. And, hey, hope you learned something a little new today. Make sure you understand it. Make sure you remember it. Love it. Love the language. Okay, have a good day.